replace that we took over does not say.
Mr. Chair of the Labour Committee, can you respond to that? Have you received the list of the 8,000 work permits for the categories?
Yeah. I was doing it. You were saying something that's very important.
That's what I'm trying to say. You got to let me explain.
The question goes to the chair.
Get the answer.
I'm the chair on labor.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, thank you very much.
Go ahead, sir.
Protem, we got a list. When I spoke with the minister, the list that was submitted, all of us received copies to. That list does not define or identify category. Category meaning it does not say whether the person is a carpenter or is a mechanic or electrician. It does not say that.
Correct.
And the minister is saying that the system that provides the work permit does not go down to define category. That's what he's saying. So this is where the box stops throughout this whole discussion. The machine does not identify whether this person is a mechanic according to the minister.
No machine, I yourself.
The machine that is providing work permit, the minister is before you. That's the information that I got. And okay, so unless he has additional information to provide, then we'll look forward to hearing from him.
Information.
Senator, more information.
So the information here, when I quoted the student senator, is that there is a regulation 2019, labor regulation. And in that regulation,
so that the man won the case against the family guy brother report when intelligent man repetition lie on the man, and the man won the case, and they passed him around here and they arrested them, the other one they released him, so I could get support to the man, and second the man from Nimba, father. Okay, so, but the thing is that the godfather, who care if we become godfather?
Who make you godfather?
No, don't say who care.
Who care if you become godfather?
Godfather. I didn't know godfather.
There was speculation that you were promised of contesting District 5 in Nimba County by election. Why are you not contesting? What happened?
Nobody promised me to run District 5 because I'm not from District 5, from District 6 and District 9. I wanted to become senator and they put him for one of the race. So I'm not going to want to become, how you call it, representative. If I represent the job, I will go to District 6 and District 9. Nobody can win me there. So I'm not running.
You and the Fadika brothers are from the same, you people support the same Unity Party. And now you are now behind your friend. Are you now?
But and the AB men too supported the Unity Party too. AB and the man was, how you call it, TA boss for Unity Party. But the man is my friend. And second, the man my brother from Nima County. So I'm going to get him my support. Should I hide it from people? Me and Fadika them went to C school in Abidjan, but how you call it, the AB are my friend.
Are they now your friend?
No, they used to be my friend, but now my current friend is like AB.
What made the friendship sour between you and them?
No, what make it sour because the way in which they try to treat the men. First thing first, that grandpa, you need to change your behavior. Somebody can advocate for you to get you a job. Father guy was in America there working, how you call it, in the prison, as a prison guy. They mentor for him, the man getting job. You honor man the man. Then you fuck the man again. Then you lie on the man. Then the man win the case. You expect the man to lead the man? No.
So since when you began godfather? Hello? Since when you began godfather?
For the day priest only that became godfather.
So who is Jeremiah?
But Jeremiah is the landlord.
So what is the difference between landlord and godfather?
Godfather.
The main reconciliation for the people in this country. 2026 is the day we'll rally the people. The regime that is bending on compromising justice to please the political elites and the patronage must be met with the forceful resolve of the conscious militants and revolutionaries and the barricade of consciousness. Let us say this to those progressive in government: we are not disappointed, because when we all knew that our day will come, that you will be at the crossroad. Yesterday, you championed the demand for April 14, 1979. It was all in your recitation that the progressive were never wrong to challenge multi-party democracy in this country. Today, Mr. Boyka is a beneficiary of the democracy that was ushered in by selfless men and women who laid down their lives, regardless of the men and women that stood before them, regardless of the army that converged them to usher in a boycott that, according to him, could not even drink milk when he was born, to be living at the luxury opponents of the people and taking home a budget around 4 million, and you come here and make mockery of the people that sacrifice their life in making sure that you live at opponents, and you think will allow you go scot-free by misinterpreting and misreading history. You are joking, Mr. President.
When deliberate intent to preserve some jobs for Liberians. And what the minister is doing here is he reaching to the point where he's risking Article 44 contempt because he wants to impede or obstruct our function by a deliberate refusal to comply with plenary amendment. There is no system that only carries your name, your age, your nationality, but the minute you apply for, that system leaves it off. Something wrong. Once that category is deliberately out of the system, it tells you something is wrong because you gave me work permit for drivers, the system was carried. You gave me work permit for carpenters, the system was carried. We will not pay people school fee to go to vocational school. The government will not fund vocational institutions. Our people get vocational skills. They got the skills marketable for job market. When we create job opportunity, then we get work permit to non-Liberians for the same job for which we created. Because the government wants $1,000 per work permit. Some of the work, the job, they gave it up to non-Liberians that Liberians are qualified, available to have, pay more than $2,000 to $3,000 a month. The minister, my order to the minister, Madam Pro Tem and distinguished colleagues, is that for 4 months, this minister has been begging this issue. 8,000 work permits to non-Liberians for jobs that the minister can't provide a category description of is struggling. Something is wrong. The minister is risking contempt, and we beg this plenary to hold the minister in contempt until he submit that list. We must know who he giving the jobs to, because in keeping with my communication that I wrote, I quoted all of the law. Regulation, chapter 7, section 7, chapter 45, section 45.9, respectively of the Decent Work Act, authorize the Minister of Labor to issue regulations for the issuance of work permit to aliens, foreigners, and or non-Liberians. Under this authority, the Ministry of Labor has issued the revised regulation number 17, 2029, rightfully quoted by my colleague, Francis Dobo, setting the condition. Yet the interesting thing I want us to note here, Section 3 of the regulation, no permit shall be issued to a non-African alien to work in the informal sector. Taxi driver, store-bought, all the things, the informal sector. Going for this store, you will see store-bought. Go see for a junior truck and thing, you will see drivers and other things. Additionally, no permit shall be issued to any alien, whether non-African or not, to engage in any of the businesses set aside by law exclusively for Liberians. This is the Liberian Legislation Act that we passed at the legislature for the executive to go implement and enforce for the good of our people in our country. The executive is violating this very law, and we appear that we do nothing for our people, we only hear for ourselves. The emphasis. Moreover, Section 6 of the 2019 regulation carries that except as otherwise provided by law, an employer who seeks to employ must first convince the Ministry of Labor that he or she cannot find a suitable Liberian for any existing vacancy by showing proof of publication of information regarding such vacancies for at least 1 month. In at least 2 local newspapers and on 2 local radio stations, as well as all Liberian websites. Additionally, including such employer shall obtain a certificate from the Ministry of Labor as proof that he or she has found no Liberian qualified.
Social man, not social man.
How about Benete?
But Benete is our brother, is our lawmaker, but Benete is a crook.
You say Benete?
The man's a crook. You don't know the man steal from FIFA. You don't know what I should tell you. The man stole from FIFA and the men are wrong. But the people love him. You know that.
But he's from Nimba though.
But for me, so Rogan come from Nimba. Are you telling me? You know what time of democracy is a group of stupid people going together to choose a stupid men to lead them. How you looking about democracy? So I think to support my friend. Every crime, I say I will form a maneuver president. I've said it before. But now when maneuver men are going to take our country into mosques. Maneuver men are going to bring Islam in this country. That's what I want. We're looking for modernization. Numbers for this shot down here every morning while we're sleeping. That's what I want. No religion entry from the Arab people. Arab people said in the tower, hey, it's not going to force a year. But maneuver man, he's a Liberian. And I need to see to it that people will need to fix them, modify them, so they get empowered.
But Benete is a Madigo man.
I wrote and the next thing one time I brought into a Muslim state. For what? Do we rather need religion? We don't need religion in Africa, we need technology. We don't need religion.
So even when someone proposes Christian state, you won't support that?
No, we're not going to support no Christian state here. Why you people like Jerusalem? And before you want our Christian dog? Why no more Christian dog? Nobody can honor the pastor.
Until such proof assume the Minister of Labor consistent with Chapter 5 of the Decent Work Act shall issue no work permits to an alien, even if the alien has residence permit. Where is the category of the 8,000 work permit that the Minister of Labor has issued that we can find no qualified, suitable, and available Liberians to have? That's the question we're asking.
So, Mr. Minister, are you saying that we issue work permit to aliens without knowing what job that they're going to do? Do we issue work permit without knowing what job that they're going to do?
Work permit, Madam Pro-Tem, work permit that we issue will be issued based on job classification. Job classification, when we issue bill for those work permits, the bill goes to the LRA. This system we have right now is actually the punching in of those information are done by LRA. LRA collects the money, they punch
so
out those
information.
information.
Work permit, not knowing what job they want to do. It's on that check.
Many of you, specifically the Honorable Tukpa from the Governance Commission, Honorable Jokai from the Civil Service of Liberia, Honorable Numali of the Internal Affairs Ministry, and the rest of us. We were also expecting the GSA to be here. I don't see the head of institution. Probably there's a representative. So if there is, we say welcome. We also want to recognize the presence of the international community and to recognize the presence who's representing the vendor, Laxton, Neurotech, and 3D. Let me also recognize the senior staff of NEC and all of the other staff who have equally done their work to ensure this process goes on. So I say on behalf of the National Elections Commission, signing a memorandum of understanding with the NRR to transfer some 500 biometric kits to that entity of government is a milestone achievement for both of our institutions. You are already aware that the NEC and NRR over the years have had a protracted period of engagement to support national digitization and related technological infrastructure for Liberians. Today, the NEC is responding to that call. I note that while this interagency transfer is being conducted, we should be mindful that both of our institutions remain operable within our individual mandates until, at such time, the laws governing both institutions may say otherwise. The Commission extends thanks to the government of Liberia for making it possible for the NEC to obtain the biometric kits, some 1,000 of them, which of course you know we used during our voter registration in 2022. The Commission also expresses thanks to the UN, international organizations, and regional communities for their unwavering material, advocacy, and financial support to deepening democracy in Liberia. This, of course, has guided us in our processes as we continue to exhibit. We also extend our thanks to the vendor, Laxton, Neurotech, and 3D in their tripartite arrangement for their support to the voter registration process, and especially for maintaining biometric kits through the training of NEC staff over the last 2 years. But especially for decommissioning the 500 kits that are represented there on my left at no cost to the Commission. We say thanks to the National Elections Commission staff, senior as well as other staff, in particular the Operations Department, for staying the course to get these 500 kits ready and available to the NRR. The National Elections Commission of Liberia commits to supporting not only the NRR, but all other government institutions in whatever they may require of the Commission. So at this time, I invite Mr. Andrew Peters, Executive Director of NRR, to sign the Memorandum of Understanding with the National Elections Commission.
That NRR will have will be non-African alien, non-African ECOWAS member state, ECOWAS member. Those categories are there with NRA. That's the one I can't buy.
The chairpersons of the Governing Commission, Prof. Tokpa, the chairpersons from the House of Representatives on Elections and Inauguration, other government officials from various ministries and agencies, our development partners, distinguished citizens, ladies and gentlemen, members of the press. I'm happy for this program because it speaks a lot about what we can achieve when we work together as an institution of government. We at the National Identification Registry are particularly glad for this collaboration with the National Elections Commission. It can be recalled that in May 2024, right after our launch of the roadmap for comprehensive enrollment of all citizens and legal residents in the Republic of Liberia, the NET was the first institution of government that reached out to us and officially requested a copy of our roadmap. We then provided NET a copy of our roadmap, and it was from that time NET and NIR relationship started. We started off with technical working committees through which we could find a way of cooperation and collaboration. Since that time, our collaboration has grown from strength to strength. We therefore, in this public manner, thank the net for reaching to us and making our plan a reality for today. Today marks a major milestone in our collaboration. The signing of the Memorandum of Understanding for the sharing of data.
Welcome to today's edition of the People's Program. The People's Program comes away Monday to Friday, 12 to 1:30. And today is 07042025. Today is Friday. As a matter of fact, we would love to say happy independence to the United States of America. Just upon around the time our president and other presidents from four countries, as a matter of fact, will be traveling there for a major summit into the Americas. A pleasant welcome on today. Good afternoon, Liberia. On today, don't forget, the geometry of the whole must be kept high on the agenda because it involves the majority, and those that come with equity must come with clean hands. As usual on today, I am your humble servant. I am J. Nathaniel B. Va. On today's spectacular edition of the program, and I'm here with Sakandu from the production department here, making a success of this occasion and the program for your listening pleasure. Remember, you can follow us up on Cool Channel 2 on YouTube. We also live on Facebook, Cool at the search handle, and you'll be live with us. We also on www.knewsonline.com, our online radio, for your listening pleasure. Remember, 91.9 FM in Liberia. Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening. The Liberia Institute for Statistics and Geoinformation Services, LIGIS, was established on July 22, 2004 by an act of National Transitional Legislative Assembly, the NTLA. This act, known as the National Statistics and Geoinformation Act, made LIGIS an autonomous agency of the Liberian government. LIGIS is responsible for collecting, analyzing, disseminating statistical and geographical information to support informed decision making and policy formulation of the country. LIGIS was created to address the need for centralized and coordinated statistical and geopatra information system in Liberia. This act also outlines LIGIS functions, powers, and responsibilities as the primary source of official statistics and partial data into the country. Establishing and maintaining a national statistical and spatial data system, the NSSDS, and database, the NSSD, is also part of coordinating, monitoring, supervising the NSSDS and the NSSD, providing gender and geographically sensitive analysis of data, producing and disseminating statistical and spatial information in the country. LIGIS have also been involved in various data collection efforts, including the 2022 National Population and Housing Census, various demographic and health surveys, economic surveys such as the Household Income and Expenditure Survey, called the HRES. LIGIS is legally bound to protect confidentiality of individuals' data collected, ensuring that it is all used in summary tables with unidentified source. LIGIS has been working to strengthen its institutional capacity and the capacity of the other government agency in the statistical data collection, analysis, and dissemination process. The Liberia National Identification Registry, the NIR of Liberia, was established in 2011 to create a comprehensive biometric identification system for all citizens and residents. This initiative aimed to address issues like double dipping, illegal migration, impersonation, and identity theft. The NIR is an autonomous agency with the executive branch of the Liberian government, mandated to design, implement, and manage a biometric identification system in Liberia. In 2011, the government of Liberia created a National Identification Registry, an autonomous agency that will be responsible for developing and administering a national biometric identification system for all citizens and residents of the Republic of Liberia. This is no small undertaking, but 6 years later, the NBIS is almost a reality. About this time last year, this was in 2017, the Executive Director of the National Identification Registry, John T. Anangwe, said that the use of incoming biometric ID cards was being considered for the 2017 election. At the time, he explained that the rollout of the biometric ID cards would likely take place in 3 phases. Phase 1, the settling up the national biometric data system, printing facilities and enrollment centers. Phase 2, mass enrollment of citizens. Phase 3, linking the NIR system with other institutions that require NIR information for their work. According to reports, the launch of the biometric cards in Liberia will register expected to begin at the time in October 2017. And Nangwe also announced the program planning that every Liberian would need to obtain registration cards. Today is Friday, the 4th day of the month of July, the 7th month of the year. And today we'll also say happy independence to Liberia's longest standing partner. And today, in histories, a regular feature on our programs, we'll bring you histories of what has happened. In what was billed as the fight of the century, the African-American boxer Jack Johnson defeated James Jackson Jeffries, who was considered the World White House. Johnson's victory led to the nationwide celebrations by Black Americans that were sometimes met by violence from white people, resulting in more than 20 deaths across the country on today, the 4th of July in 1910. The Republic of the Philippines was proclaimed the Manuel Rosas, becoming its first president in 1946 and today. The British punk rock band The Clash gave their first public performance, operating from the Sex Pistols in pop in the Shelf Fuel into England in 1976 and today. Today, 2019, Pope Francis and President Vladimir Putin of Russia met into the Vatican City and discussed, among other issues, ongoing fighting in Ukraine and the schism between the Orthodox Church of Ukraine and the Russian Orthodox Church. Today, the 4th of July in 2019. 2012, before that, the scientists of the Large Hadron Collider of the CERN announced that they had detected an interesting singlet that was later confirmed to be from a Higgs boson. Today, 2012. Today, the Declaration of Independence. The Declaration of Independence, approved by the Second Continental Congress, adopted on today in 1776 by the Second Continental Congress, called for the American colonies to secede from Great Britain. A proclamation now commemorated as Independence Day in the United States on today. Vivekananda, a Hindu leader, born today. He was born on the 12th of January in 1863 into the Kolkata into India. But he died today, the 4th of July in 1902 at the age of 39
in the Kokata India. I want to say a pleasant welcome. The farmers into the climate for Oregon opened the irrigation gates that had been closed in April by the federal government to protect the endangered suckerfish. The disappearance of the irrigation water, together with several drought, has enraged local farmers today, July 4th in 2001. Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening. A pleasant welcome. And I want to say welcome to all of you joining us now live. We want to say thanks to all of you on this edition of the program. Remember, today is Friday. What's on your mind? What's on your mind is a regular feature of our Friday edition of the program, where we sample views of others who have listened to the programs and what has happened during the week. We help slow down as we take our break on today to be back on Monday. You speak as issues you wanted to talk about that were not discussed. Let me say welcome, Joseph Siama. Say good afternoon. I'm watching from Lufa community after the FDA, commonly known as Mr. Kia information via let be the law, because no room for wicked people in the country. And today Abbott Noah Bonka said, I'm watching from Dupont Road, Coward Field community. Moses Momolu said from Lower Cedars, Rapid, the United States. Thanks for the opportunity. Thank you for joining us. Moses Momolu from the US. Prince Toel from the Baptist Seminary. Good afternoon to you. Daniel Eskeler, he said, I'm watching you. Mr. Vi, good afternoon. God bless JNB. Visual Media Incorporated is following us, and today we say welcome, and you are welcome to the heat. Please, you are asked to share the video and invite others to join the program. Eric Yensin, he said, I'm following from my police academy community today. Elijah Flomo, Mr. Vi, I'm watching you from Red Light. Thanks for the show. Moses Wallaway, he said, Mount Barclay, Moses Wallaway. Michelle Williams Bill Noah said, Liberia is getting better. LHB, life is better. Let me say good afternoon. Said, good afternoon, my cool family. Liva Sewa said, from Habel City, thanks for the update. Honorable Joel Clark Winning said, I'm watching from live from Rock Valley community on today. And Emmanuel and Kilima, regular view on our programs here, from 72nd is watching. He said, thank God for my Liberia, Yahuwah. Fumba Samba Sisi is watching from Matadi. Thank you. Parisa Football Academy, a regular viewer on our programs here from the Pacos Island, said, thanks for today's edition of the show. Tar Central C, I say, good afternoon, Mr. Van. I joined from my residence, Police Academy. Pray for this country to get better, and also Kuoben family for the good news. The government is stealed and investment concurrent is probably will be you, jail you, kill you, and put your family in problem. Marita Tiwia says, this is the community, thank you. Abu Sware, Kupo Road, thank you. Mark Bidel Flomo, Jacob Town, thank you. Emmanuel Ross, Congo Town, Pacos Island, thank you. And Edwin Richmond Dolo, GS Road. Peter Wheeler said from Soakley Turning Point. J. Edwin M. Saki said, good afternoon, cool family. Wow, he asked me a question. He said, I'm following. Samuel Bestman, he said, from Philadelphia, USA. Thanks. I'm Samuel Bestman watching you live. Benelli Kerdo said, from Red Light? Yeah, sure, this is Red Light. Jida TV said, watching my home into Todi region of District 1. Emmanuel Kelema, thanks for joining us on today. All of you, a pleasant welcome on this edition of the program on today. And you know, it's important that I bring, you know, yesterday when I raised this issue, a lot of the folks were anticipating being a part of that or commenting on that specific issues, but we had a guest and we want to stick to the conversation. J&J Classic, very, very good classical music. And they are into Liberia to help Liberians. So we're having that conversation yesterday. It was very much important today or yesterday, and you never had a chance to speak on the attitude of some lawmakers, Josiah Mami and Co., and the issues that were reported about the National Identification Registry and Kupo Kra. Remember, Kupo Kra to be held at the center of a controversy where 42 Chinese nationals are being up where lawmakers are after that Liberians get jobs. He gave a work permit waiver, of which, according reportedly, he received $250 from each of those Chinese nationals, and he even issued a permit, another permit with a notice that the 42 persons can be here. They can work from the 13th of May to 13th of November. 6 months after that, if any of them caught in this country, the Bengali will be able to answer to that. They will send a note of what they are to pay it upon. But is it legal? Is it accepted? Is it by government function that the minister will give this kind of rights? And if this is so, how many of these has he given the people? You ask earlier on, imagine when he went to the level of the Senate, the senator was asking him, Mr. Minister, tell us, 8,000 jobs. They don't got to know there were 10,000. 8,000 jobs, what are the categories? What are the categories? And remember, when we were having this conversation some time ago, the two-time Justice Minister of this country and head of the Joint Security said he served in that institution before he worked there. He was talking about way as far back as the 70s. And he said, I think the revision, the correction of the error in the system were to be done first before there will be renewal. Because you saw that after he made a statement also too, and this barrage of comments to come on Liberians who saw the minister revoking several work permits. People who purportedly lied. Imagine they lied to the labor ministry, the labor minister, and lied to Liberia. Some of them said they were CEO, they were manager, whereby there was some sort of accountant. Some said they were supervisor at the level, but they were just not doing the work. And several work permits were revoked only because the comments were coming up. When we spoke about this, the Deputy Communication Director in the offices of the Ministry of Labor came up and said no. In fact, and I said we were, the former Packer chairman, he's now there, the news, the public affairs department, deputy director there, one of the directors. And I said, we have been given a lot of information about this thing, educating our folks. Even there are folks who have come to all the complaints about complaints, failure on the part of the ministry. And I said, when since you come to talk about this, come, let's talk about it. You already indebted to us. He said, I was coercing the institution, I was demanding money from the institution, all that, and several issues. And I was insinuating that it was with the pressure of the house there, where senators were asking him where he had gone back and forth, and they are still wanting to meet him. He needed to do some things. I saw in the video footage the minister of traveling in the rural part of Liberia. He stopped at a point where the road construction is on. He saw the Chinese man with the red and green flag, and he stopped and said, this man should not be doing the work. This work is for Liberian. And he said, it's a Liberian doing it, but he's not here today. So they said, no. Even the Liberian there, let that Liberian man take over to see Chinese man doing the work and how it should be. Why is that Chinese man in a position? Maybe the man can say, I'm an engineer, he getting work permit, but he goes there now, he directs him road. He said as a traffic officer on the road there, because when they show you the green, you should know. When they show you the red, you should know what's going on. Whereas these, and the senator said it, there should be no work permit given to foreigners in the informal sector. The teacher was acting about that. I'm not sure not. But they discussed yesterday. Let me say kudos to the team at the level. You are aware that the National Elections Commission gave several biometric kits. And you know, let me take it down. You know, the commissioner says something, if you're listening carefully, that these were supported issues to the institution, that is the National Elections Commission. Now, in the spirit of oneness, they have been successful in their work. And they now see that they can stretch out to other institutions, especially that are relating to the work that they do. And they have to decommission some of those issues. If you listen earlier on, you listen to the Election Commission chairperson, David Eto Bralasana, one of the Ronaldinos of jobs in our country. Yeah, she was suspended. She was suspended, and within the twinkling of an eye, LeBron saw her back. You know, she broke that tie. You know, they said there was this rumor that if the president, this President Boakai, suspend you, just know you're out. But she broke that tie as a Ronaldino on the second monk, and she came back and she's still fulfilling her duties. It's all part of best practices, you know, because there are allegations of folks, and when there are substantive issues to prove that, you have been given the opportunity to carry on. And that day she was in a trouser suit, coat suit, a black shirt under, very beautifully dressed. And Andrew Peters was in a coat suit, I think it's a cream shirt with a gold tie. Yeah, he loved dressing, as a matter of fact. And he accepted this. But you know, if you look at some of the issues that are out, right? Back in 2017, when we had the then Director General, the Executive Director rather, that's what it's called, Executive Director, the man who were accused reportedly that he wanted to contest in his county. He took the ID card, the machine to carry there, so put my register free. While I was here registering, paying $5, and they were complaining about the expiration of their citizenship and all that. But there were several issues that he mentioned right in 2017 that is important, and this falls on the scope of that institution. That there should be a setting up of the National Biometric Data System, printing facilities, and enrollment centers. When the Executive Director appeared the last time, we were asking him why there were more centers in Mosovado County. And at some point in time, he said there were 2 centers in other counties, and also referred to the service centers, of which these services have been provided there. And we were looking at proportionally in terms of the population that we are to register our citizens upon. Even there was support from our foreign partners with this question as to at what age should have the identification card. And folks are saying that it was 6 years, and said no, even babies in hospitals, there were some funding from our partners that were given to have infants being registered upon. There was a specific number that was covered at a particular time, and they were anticipating asking the institution to help increase or extend this process upon. So the setting up a national biometric data system, printing facilities, enrollment centers have been the issue for NIRO since they came into existence. Number 2, mass enrollment of citizens. Since the establishment of the NIRO to today's date, according to the executive director, we are now registered 1 million. According to him, we are a little over 800,000. And this is questionable. This is questionable. Why at this time? Since 2011? Or why at this time since you took over? Because the Spirit was saying this, oh yeah, this is what we're going to do, mass roadmap center, citizens should be on roadmap centers across the country, printing facilities, national database system centers were all issues that they said they should do or should be done. But librarians are still asking, why is it that this system is not, should I say, affordable? Because they said that that's the least amount for Liberians. Should I say available? Physically seen? With facilities that one can here walk in and come out with a card? They are all Liberians, mind you. With the improvement of the sector now, we are registering member state, ECOWAS member state residents into Liberia. We are also registering non-member state residents in this country. So not just Liberia registering. If in other parts of parts of Africa, especially in the ECOWAS member states countries, you can also register in Liberia, and it's affordable. If you are outside Africa or outside ECOWAS range, you can also obtain. So it's not just for Liberians upon. Now, the reason I'm raising the issue, there are some very key allegations that come out on the NRR. And especially where a very big boast, where the election commissions are decommissioned some of their kits and turn it over to them that they can use in follow of this. And there are a lot of comments that are coming up. When I follow up on with the board chair in presence of Francis Sakila Humalin, who is the Minister of Internal Affairs, who chaired the board of registrars. He applauded the mover that he called it a critical step towards cost savings and electoral reform. That's good. And one thing he pointed to is that he said in his word, to some of us politicians may not like it, but the system will fight voter trucking, so that if we are fully, wholly, we can fight this voter trucking. Mind you, the reason I like this is that other than the election commission who register voters are people that are reached 18 and above. But mind you, there are still a vast majority of our citizens that live in the country that are not 18 years. But the NRR cut across, like I said earlier on by the Secretary Director, that infants, maybe 5 months, 6 months, maybe 2 months, they get registered. And it said the road is out of effective. So it means that if you get enroll 5 months, 3 months, up to the highest range. If we have persons here, I know there are persons that are more than 100 years, they're like more than 100 years, and have to register. So to register all these people, we may just match up to the numbers of the census. And we will also be around the number, or when I say around, the number of the voter registration. So he said politicians may not like this, but they will fight vote trucking. That means if you live in Mosoro County, you take the NRL card, election period come up, and they say you feel registered here in Mosoro, in Tuporo, or let's say Joba, for instance, Springfield. Juba, you get NRL card, and the information are shared as a matter of fact with the institutions. You go now, somebody carry in Nimba or Bon County. They go to Bon County. One of the districts that a lot of folks were trucked in Bon County, Miami Code District, He took people from Dubu Road here. He carried them. People went there. Even there were folks from District 5 that went to Lofa County to register, as a matter of fact. But they used this instant. You went there. Then you say, I cannot register. Where are you living? You say, I live here Banga. Or I live here in, what place do I call it? In District 3. In Bani. I live in Bani. Okay. In other words, other days, they will just register you. But when they begin to register you, the system is synchronized to the level that they have to commensurate with the information that on the NIL card. You are a citizen. So he said this will fight vote trucking. So when you're there, you go there, you're from different county, you go register in different county, your information you put in will show you. Or whenever I feel registering, they see now synchronizing the system. They see you register you on the NRL card, you impinge the throwback. On the federal registration card, you in the plate. What happened? Were you trucked? Why are you here? Did you change your location? And that's what they said. 3 years, 7 years later, you have to change your location. Some other means of that. I'm saying this that you understand, but I'm going somewhere, and this is what you will say your own today. Today's Friday. I'm saying this. Now there's an issue at the NRL. Why we are talking about George created by Liberian, one man in the NRL is reportedly given 2-3 positions to function and raise issues. And we hope that I know the NRL folks are listening this afternoon. The response to this is important for them, and it's very much important, because if they can't do anything, we'll ask that Cooper Crab, the Minister of Labor, go there and ascertain whether this is true. That whether one man get 2 different jobs, whereby Liberia looking for jobs, take one, leave the one or the 2, the other Liberia get inside, and whether this is at the notice of the board, they intervene. One, Orlando Woyi, it's been reported that he held 2 of the most powerful positions at the registry. He is a controller and an acting deputy executive director for administration. How come? Hey, my people. And now with his role in making it look like he who can approve, supervise, audit his own work in a very critical institution as such, that we're trying to trample on, double dipping, people purporting themselves to be citizens, impersonation, all that is troubling. I hope that the ministry can look at this. Though the registry is supposed to be governed by the structure management system under the NRL. They are talking about that. The Act of 2011. So the system they occupy a dual position as a critical post. They seem to violate the act that created the NRL. How this was seen by letters written, an internal memo was written August 29, 2023. I said it yesterday. August 29, 2023, an internal memo came up. It was authored and signed by Orlando Woyi, where someone started was a very important meeting. It was a budget management committee meeting. And this was a budget that was in the early preparation of the 2024 budget, the fiscal year. He said it will be on the agenda. He signed a letter as a controller. He signed a committee chair on this thing. So, is he going beyond his cooperation? Is he acting his line? Not just that. Pretty close to a year again, in this year 2025, there was also a general circular. It was number 5. It was revealed that they control and acting deputy executive director, were instructing all sectional heads to cooperate with the asset verification team from the General Services Agency. And these are directed that had the full focus on administrative command. Everybody should be under this. Once you fall under civil service, you have to abide by this. And it should be even that reinforces controlling control over the daily operations of other departments. Now he serves as a controller. He serves as deputy executive director, acting deputy executive director of administration there in the institution. This raises concern. Now, if you look at the NRO Act, particularly Part 5, Section 5.2, the deputy executive director shall serve on a full-time basis and must be formally appointed by the board of registrars. Is the board chair aware of this? That this man who should be a board, who is the deputy executive director, is serving in other capacity. The board is chaired by the Internal Affairs Ministry and other top government officials or institutions like the Ministry of Health is also a member of that board. The Ministry of Justice is a member of that board. The Director General of Legis is part of that board. Because like I said earlier on, these data intertwine with our workings. Legis also take full control of all the citizens and foreigners. And I will take full control of the citizens and foreigners registered under control. No. Who are those citizens? Who are those ECOWAS members? Who are those non-ECOWAS members? Then also with the support from election commission deal with people who are 18. So these three institutions intertwine in our workings. Why election commission deal with people who are 18, 14 age? NR deal with the entire population. Whether you're born 1 week ago, 1 month ago, with the record being shown, you were also registered. And legis also covered all. You see where we are. But more interesting is this allegations coming up. And we get a report that he has not been appointed by the board. And this is an issue that went on, and it should not be, I should not say not be, right? It also should claim the attention of the board chair of offenses Sakila Himani. It also should claim his attention. But the executive director more fully should be concerned about this. This is an issue that a lot of folks have been concerned about. But then it came to a point to observe that the executive director Andrew Peters is in a no, purportedly based upon this issue that came up when this year. Okay, it came up last year rather. Last year, and he also signed further documents this year. Like I said to you, March 31st, 2025. Still the same position. But then last year, when the NRO Procurement Committee was up on, and there was a memo signed by the Executive Director Andrew Peters, it showed that Orlando Woyi also sit on the NRO Procurement Committee. And he's also sitting alongside Honorable Peters and other senior staffs. This memo was entitled, it was on January 24th, 2024, entitled Reappointment of Procurement Committee. Then the name of Mr. Orlando Woyi, who is the controller and acting deputy executive director of administration, and also seen now, name was on the procurement committee as a procurement member responsible for procurement decision at the agency. This raises other questions upon. And it's so these are some of the issues we're talking about. Why we are saying like women should be, and this also claims the attention of the president. It's good that you gotta know what's going on. And we know that it has always been overwhelming issues with appointment come to all presidents. We saw my former president, my John City, and on latter day still appointing people into positions. That even some may even claim that the thing will come to an end. There were positions that you know appointed people they're acting there. Least to talk about the former president, George Manawila. He had a very tough time. To even there were so many positions that were left out as the end of his tenure that people were not appointed into. But people were just there. And now at the early stage, this is seemingly seen to be what's going on. Mr. President, I know you're getting prepared for this long trip to the United States. And we're also getting some reports that you may make other stop reportedly in the interest of the country. But these are issues. These are issues. And these are areas that are very cardinal to the position. Imagine, since 2011, this entity have not been able to register the 5.2 million announced by Legius. Maybe I think you should be the one to tell us, Legius said 5.2. But NIR, for example, will say, no, we're able to have in our database 5.4. Then Legius will say, no, but you know the time report came out, and the time you report, the other report bomb, okay, no problem. Okay. But then we'll be getting at a place, at a point where Liberia will begin to see the light when there are synchronizations of our data through these institutions coming up. Then folks might even project based on our birth rate and our death rate, the demographics. They might even be able to project and say, well, since last election, we had this amount of persons registered as voters, and we'll see that before the next voter registration exercise, we see a certain percent of young people turning 18, and we see certain amount of young people who have left us in terms of death or illnesses, and we're seeing certain percentage of newborn babies. We can say, yeah, and we'll see this is where we are today. And that's how nations across the world, they catalog their own populations and look at entry and exit of those coming in. But we see a very serious problem. And hey, President Boakai, if there are folks in a position too big for them, move them, bring somebody in. Yes. Don't hold anybody. Because this country deserves better than just holding on to one position because somebody must be there. No. If we continue that, we may just be getting it so dead wrong. Then we may not achieve. Mind you, your finance minister has already informed the Liberian people about the projected amount your government going to spend in the 5 years period when you launch the Rest Agenda and the AARD, 8.4 billion. If we're gonna get these statistics upon how we will just be going on 5 years from now, you may or may not even get 1 billion. Because these are issues that need to be considered upon. So it's Friday. Thanks for joining me on today. It's Friday. What's on your mind? It's important, Liberians. And we say thanks to our folks who are joining us on our live. We just thank you so much for today. As we wind down, as usual, in our weekend break, we want to know what are the issues. What are those issues on the mind of our people that someone wanted to talk about, but we never, like yesterday, when we raised issues about this similar thing, we raised issues about Josiah Marvin, co-representative of Buncamp, the issues about Kubal Kra, Minister Kubal Kra, about his role there at the level of the Ministry of Labor. Some of you may want to speak to other issues, several other ones, and you listen over the week. Jay Milton Blight about spell that's purportedly work on crossing through into political institutions and into counties, especially mentioning regions that have been covered by search. You want to talk about that? It's also important. And the president at this early stage, less than 2 years, have gotten a very serious invitation to attend a summit where there will be a major interaction with the United States President Donald Trump, who for the second time is ruling the most powerful nation on the earth. You may want to be talking about that and other issues. There are other issues where folks are now saying that the reburial of former President Master Sergeant Samuel Kind Doe and William R. Tauber, and urging this inclusive reconciliation, and not just the way that's been carried out by the president, but he wanted to do it his own way with all of the efforts being made. And Senator Emmanuel Nukwe alleges unfair petroleum pricing on the market. He's questioning doubts about the charges are on the fuel and petroleum products upon the return of the Vice President of Liberia, Honorable Jeremiah Kwankun. He was there at the free port of Monrovia, launching a 24-hour marine operation through the partnership between APM Terminus upon and several issues. We also saw a woman 38 years old who had been involved in the drugs peddling in the country. She'll be sentenced for cocaine trafficking amid the intense drug war for Liberia. You want to talk about that? You want to talk about other issues? Yeah, you want to talk about that. We also follow on Wangoza is the women advocate group, and they are demanding justice for the death of Kadiatu Dio upon. It's another serious matter in terms of human interest process, and yeah, a lot more. Today now, you're hearing why institutions are not accepting audit, one of the biggest boasts, where the House of Representatives, they are not accepting this thing, but there are also concerns coming on with some of the analysis going on, investigations, serious ones. Now, the House former chair, during the time of Rick Monroe, he was there under the then COFA, the Council of COFA representative, former speaker, who always served our rules, orders, and administration, chair that. Now his colleagues are saying he said to restitute 150,000 worth of gasoline. He slips upon. And he was there in Bon County recently, stopping on a dedication of a road process upon. And if you follow in Lofa County, Superintendent Lavera Massacre, he was reporting on major development gains in the county just in the short time over his stay upon. And you know that the House has charged the Sila Mutter with contempt charge, where the Committee on Construction and other parts of investigation, the joint committee upon, we're expecting Sila Mutter to be on with them, but they failed to appear on that. There are several issues I want to do in a week, and you will have your say on that. It's important for today, so say yours and say what's going on. I will take a short dip here when I come out. Before I go, let me just inform you that in the African Summit is key towards the issue of flood to farming, the rainfall chaos for African drought crisis. Remember, the National Disaster Management Agency informed Liberians that a little over or more over 60,000 may be homeless, and the drought or rain precipitation this time around will be so heavy than ever before, and so this will be very serious upon. It's important, and while we're seeing African Summit addressing this is important. And the DR Congo of Liberia on the African scene, a fragile piece into the eastern DRC, as the M23 have now reacted upon on the scene of reactions there. And the former South Africa Deputy President David is upon with a serious role. He has been recognized upon a serious issue. Amnesty International called for an end to use of force against protesters in Togo. Yeah, every time protesters come on, force there in Togo. Amnesty International is calling for that. The Tanzanian Prime Minister stepped down ahead of the election. It's not big news on the continent or on the west coast of Africa. And Denmark has backed Ukraine European Union membership quest, and it's certainly important there. Several issues. I will say to you today, the United States is celebrating upon this Acorn futuristic 6 billion city project into Senegal has been abandoned. And remember, this was coming to being that will bring out a lot of issues, cryptocurrency, and a lot being alleged by others. But this city is being abandoned, and this was an ambition plan dreamed by one of the world popular singer Acorn, and now be abandoned in Senegal. 6 billion. He said, I've come home to have this issue where a complete mega city I would believe it has started already. So much innovation, and if you see some, they are unknown to the world. Well, it will be so pleasurable for those that will be going there, for the eyes, tourists will have to see this. But reports coming up from Senegal is being abandoned upon. And before I leave you today, General Assimi Goïta is said to remain in power until 2030, at least 2030. His term can be renewed indefinitely. The Mali coup leader granted 5 years term in power. I will take him up to 2030 at least, or May. Now, elephants has killed a British national and a New Zealand tourist into Zambia. The 2 tourists were trampled to death by the elephant, the family elephant that was with a calf. You know, they can be so ruthless and dangerous in this kind of period here. So some of you be traveling up other parts, don't doubt that you won't see elephant like Liberia. Elephant is here. Don't doubt you will see some of the things that you have not seen with your eyes, that you have read the papers and thinking that they are not in Liberia. They are certainly here in this country. Yeah. So don't doubt that. And when you are going to picnic, on your adventure, and want to get to see things are happening upon, please don't doubt. It's real and it's happening. Let me say welcome to all of you. I'll take a short break here. When I come back, I'll go to the lines to talk to you on today's Friday.
You are joking. This is a historical cause that we are prepared to champion. We are prepared to champion the cause for the dignification of those people that are lying at the mass grave when you went there and criminate well our top from the mountain and brought them to give you a befitting funeral only because you want to have a name made for yourself among the American Liberians. Only because you want your administration to be given an international acclaim process that you did what other administration could not have done. You cannot rebury those without thinking about reburying Will Gabi Tapia. You cannot rebury those without thinking about reburying Aaron Nipsey. These people, these men and women, blood was used as a water to factor the revolution and lay the blueprint of the democracy that you enjoy today. If the government of Liberia cannot commemorate that committee, involve student leaders in this country to commemorate and celebrate a genuine reconciliatory effort, the July 26th celebration will be another historical reality that will be confronted by men and women at the back of consciousness. We are calling on all progressive forces and ideological movement in this country to see July 26th as a day to demand national reconciliation and national healing. And may Mr. Boyka quote-unquote Kwasa misguided, misapplied, and misrepresented illogic of what it should be. We are saying this to Liberians. The need for reconciliation is not only given to president. We are saying this again. We hold no sympathy for Mr. Doe. We hold sympathy for
I just believe in you. This is the newest Liberia, the J&J classic. I love this song here. And bet me, this song will take out of the weddings as of today's date. All of the weddings in this country in Liberia, this song will take over that wedding. Yeah, you say you love me, but I don't know how true it is. And they will say, yes, it's true, I love you. Yeah, like my wife said to me, yeah. Oh yes, she said, I love you, darling. You are the only one I love. This is why I took this bold step to say, yes, I do. I said, wow. Yeah, good afternoon. Today's Friday, it's so good. Let me say welcome to our folks there. Fanny Masale, there in real light, one of the commanders in the Katume continuous site. Yeah, continuous site. Fanny Masale, I heard that. Where am I going? Edwin is in there. Yeah. Samuel, yeah. Yeah. and Vanny, how are you? How you doing? Patrick Kennedy, how you doing? Is great. And I like the shift that is moving on with the police. You know, one of the guys they can go on and say, they're taking them from you. The last thing they had in a truck, it was ship them. And all that. Most of the things in Liberia National Police is good. And as this decentralization process is going on, federalism of the local government art is important. Let us have more of our police. Not more of our police, but let us have police everywhere. You can have 5.2 citizens. Citizens who I say equal member, non-equal member, I say so 5.2 citizens. Then you get less than 1,500 to guard it would protect them. You joking? Yeah, you joking. So like we had several recruitments during the past government is important. But it's hope that because there are some counties, to be frank with you, I travel extensively in this country. And there are places that I went that today, I can't remember the name. But I went there. Grand Crew County, Maryland, Sino, River Sets, River G, Grand G there. I went there, but some of them I can't remember the name. I will tell you something. We went in a town, that's in Grand G County. We went at a time we were with the Omeo team, yeah. And we reached at the area. Well, this information about the Kimberley price and the Kimberley and the diamond still this country came up. We went and said, no, it's still on let go. Where the sleep is registered, but if we leave Zreju to go to Fish Town, the time what we have we may not reach. So let's just go to this town, come back. We passed by this town, and after the town there was a cover, the mini bridge there. We passed by that we went and branched off on the left, went far in. While we're there, it became cloudy and gloomy. That was around 5 going to 6. So all our aim was to hurry and come back. Whereas it had rained, rain has fallen 5 hell of us, we know. The lake cover of bridge that will cross and we came and we met a deluge of water. I can tell you this thing. And you know, there are so much things in the traveling business, oh. But then the driver, who is somebody who have always traveled those roads, said, we will go. How will we go? He said, everybody get up in the car. And it's not blessed on the white people, and they saw that thing, or the white people saw the 11s went to the father also. The white people left there. So they said, okay. The guy said, what we'll do, we call the folks from outside, they come and show us the road and the bridge, and they direct the vehicle. And when they say, everybody get up in the car, we have 2 vehicles, Land Cruisers. So we will land behind the vehicle, hold each other, and the men will come, cut the engine off, the men will come and push the vehicle. Then somebody be ahead and direct them to preach it. They will stay at the end so you can show them. I said, deluge of water. Water that stabbed me almost to my chest, I was talking about. So many thought they would roll their trousers and just walk in the water, their backs all got wet. You wouldn't believe what I'm telling you. So it was all it was this law, the Kimberley law and the Kimberley Liberia, so much good. But I traveled to some part of Liberia, I can't even remember the name of those areas. But it's all due to core. Let me go to the lines. I got a lot of calls bubbling up on my lines here this afternoon. Today's Friday, and I will tell you something. the CEO wedding. Someone asked me who the CEO. I know CEO wedding. Instead of James K. will take you from that list because like now want to cover it. When Margaret read back when Prince L. Day had John James K. To be so, they have John James K. We'll put it on the list. Let me talk to you first, my brother. Good afternoon.
Yeah, no, good afternoon.
Yeah, today's Friday, eh?
Yeah, Miller calling from Marshall with Pakistan.
Union Miller, go ahead. Today, what's on your mind? Just go ahead.
Now what really must be two keys here. Number one is the road project because from Louis Brown area coming to King of Village. I don't know what the road that is the largest layer. Because I saw some parking pictures that is doing this. If that is the last layer, then meaning they will not go nowhere. And second, I wish the president good luck for this country. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, you know that president want luck. The president want luck, president want blessing. That doesn't want. But that's it, you say good luck. Good afternoon. Okay. Good afternoon. Let me talk to others. 0775 919 919 0880 919 919 numbers. You can call them today. Yeah, they must talk about wedding, CEO wedding. Yeah. You know, ask me, man, we want a CEO wedding. I said CEO wedding. I have business. You go check it out. Good afternoon. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Winston, and they are knowing from Togo Road.
Go ahead, Winston.
Yeah, thank you for the topic this afternoon as you reflect our minds on some of the major happenings in the country. But actually, my attention is into the president's recent.
Mama, listen now. They or till we one day. What's on your mind? Go straight to the point and say what you're doing. You giving speech here, my man.
Come again?
You are not giving speech. Go to the point. What's on your mind?
Okay. Yes, the president recent referment to.
Oh, forget what I think. When you ever thank you. We'll explain to the children. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Daniel, and good afternoon to the director. And here's
Matthew, go to the point. Matthew, go to the point.
Yeah, thank you, Jim. I want to appeal to my government and my president. After your meeting with Donald Trump, please, Mr. President, Your Excellency, find means to satisfy some of us to go to Russia and see what kind of benefits we can get from Russia. Because Russia has done so many things in Africa, Mali, Burkina Faso, people even producing cars, producing food on their own. And what you, Mr. President, after your trade, here does it sell to go to what? Russia?
Okay. Go to Russia. Good afternoon. What's on your mind?
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Hugo Masterboy. Yeah, what's on my mind is about the audit report over the NRA. Can you push this to elaborate this more, please?
Okay. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, go ahead. What's on your mind?
Yeah, what's my mind has to do with the labor minister. We imagine giving receipt or payment to 42 Chinese nationals for $200 US.
No, payment waiver. Payment waiver.
Yeah, payment waiver, which is $8,500. And where does that money go?
In your pocket.
Yeah, so I want to know where did that money go? Whether in the pocket of the labor minister or to government.
Okay. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Bob.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm Edgar Young when I do join the conversation from television. What is on my mind is that the impact of the president of the United States. I want to check that if any deal come up for African metal, like what should be put to question. Yeah, thank you for the show.
Okay. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Jane.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, call this afternoon to thank the president for rock gala by taking it. I'm very happy. So I'm thinking to thank the president for what he's doing. Thank you.
Okay, thanks to the president for what he's doing. Thank you. 0775-919-919. Let's talk to you on the line. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
One of my minds was saying it has gone through the process. I don't know if the president will bring it back to government again because she went to the court, he went Fadiga. He has said that the guy went through the process too, he was sentenced for 25 years. So I want the president to look into it. After suspension, we saw when the president gone through the process in the camp of Bush. Want to know the result of it, sir.
But you also know that those people are appointed by the will and pleasure of the president, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, Madam Ba.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's not the last time I'm from Madam Ba room. I appeal to the government to see all the rules you use it from the market, please. Thank you.
Okay, at one point there, let me hear good music. Yeah. Good afternoon. All the music about Tete, Bakaya, Bumbo, all the things. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Nathaniel Ba, this is the board of city employment here. I'm going for Papa this afternoon. My concern has to do with the president. I appreciate him for his efforts so far, but the things he promised in Liberia and doing his campaign promises, and not living up to some of them.
What in?
Number one, when it comes to the foreign US rate, now you go back in the school, but they did a rated school part. So now, doing the sense of President Weah, when you are in opposition, you criticize President Weah regime with his rest of his team. Then when it comes to the
No, wait. They're rating. You don't think the minister responsible, there's somebody responsible for this, that they should be then also bother the president about this?
So is responsible, Nathaniel.
Yeah, but don't tell the president, no, ask the president to do their work.
And the work is responsible for the work as will and pleasure of the president.
Okay. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Don't hold the lines. Good afternoon. You're welcome. This is Daniel Sowell.
Daniel Sowell, and I join you from Akimbe Wrestling District.
Go ahead, Daniel.
Quickly, let me use my 1 minute to speak to two issues quickly. One is to call on young people who are being galvanized around the country for protest. I want to urge them that Liberian project have not benefited any young man, rather making politicians rich, and they send their children to America or go to school while we are here at the University of Liberia. They go is leaking over us. Secondly, the issue I have with the minister giving temporary permit is in the minister of prayer view. It is a minister who entitled to giving permit in the country. So I think there was nothing done illegally. So I want the Liberian people now to pay attention to that main politics that people are passing around with and focus on the growth of this country. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You're live.
Okay, thank you. This is James Stone, right, from LBS community. I was only listening, but what really prompted me to call is this guy that talked about room zones. You know, those are things that the Ministry of Information, culture has said, that culture has said push on, and the Indian has said ministry. Those are the things that we should be looking at when it comes to culture. Culture is not the whole thing. It's about the value and the belief. What we believe in, what we value. So that we don't have our children listening to things that they're not going to hear. That is violating our culture. Thank you very much. You should see that.
Thank you. Thank you, yeah. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, lad, and good afternoon to every Nigerians. This is Darius K. Williamy, Web of Ministry of Labor as Deputy Inspector General of Europe. Are you there?
Go ahead, you're live.
Okay, the Ministry of Labor, people don't understand the work and function of the minister. They will always come out to say that the minister gave the job to foreigners the job Liberians supposed to be doing, they are not doing it, they go to foreigners. Under the law, the minister has all right to give waivers to foreigners who have come in the country for assessment of job. And if the minister is giving work permit to foreigners, you don't give work permit to Liberians because Liberians are entitled to work, but you don't give work permit to Liberians. So work permit has to be given to foreigners for they themselves to go and look for that job. You don't give job to all Liberian jobs to foreigners. So we should try to
hello, sir. Hello. No, you can't tell that. That's how we're going to. You said something I also want to inject, right? You said, I mean, I respond for that. When you are giving work permit, are you not going to give work permit to those and know the category of work they are doing in the country? Okay, no problem. Because you should be in the know. Like the senator said, you cannot give work permit to foreigners to work in the informal sector. The informal sector are only for Liberians. The minister at store boy getting work permit. You go to store boy work. The man last time was CEO, one someone their content. You see, the ministers are sorry. They make it work. He said you got work permit. For example, that actually might just be an engineer with get work permit. But he's still there directing road traffic and Liberian men work. The minister said they work for only Liberian men. Don't you? They won't allow them. If the person wants to know what I hear, let them Liberian men stay here. So you won't understand that too. You just work you just that. Then no, I know you. What you saying? The labor minister will just share work permit. Yeah, check your then. They will just go. So they say all the makeup president working all around here. Go to get work permit. They start selling kuwe, tying coal, shining shoe. Who told you that? They cannot work in the informal sector. You're not saying the minister giving them a job. They giving them work permit that they are permitted to work in your country. But the kind of work they will do, the only way they can do that work, and say that no Liberian can do that. Don't bring that nonsense here. Don't do it. Good afternoon. I will take 2 more calls and I'll go home. So it's Friday. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to appreciate the president for all his good things you are doing. We're there for the people details here. Thank you for the show.
Okay, let me take my last call. Good afternoon.
Yeah, hello, this is Dominic.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to appreciate our president's son, Jojo. He won an award yesterday in Nigeria for spending the highest money in the nightclub.
That will give me a award.
He was the one yesterday in Lagos, Nigeria.
Who? Hey, hello. They play that phone. They play the show. They're gonna be a phone. I said, who gave me a award? You see what they do? They think when you're children and talk in the bathroom, then you bring it on national platform here. Don't do that to me again. Don't do it. There are serious people listening to this program. You're thinking and talk in the bathroom. Don't bring it here. Don't never try it. Go stay down in the swine, go to that one, to the frogs. Don't bring it here. They're not serious. That ain't serious. They don't say anything serious. That your life ain't serious. They get platform here, go to be using the F word, using the T word. You go there. That ain't even bring it. Don't bring it here. Oh. The way you guys say, yesterday he don't get in the kitchen. Don't bring it here. You are nincompoop. You are disgrace to your family. You can't call on this international platform that is all around on YouTube, all around the world. That you spill nonsense with your mouth. You don't get sense. Your parents will regret why you even say you went to school. The next time you come here with that nonsense, you will regret it. You are disgrace to your children. Good afternoon, I'm gonna go home. Today's Friday, I'm taking our usual break. And we'll be back on Monday. Don't never try that bullshit here. Don't bring it here. Don't even try it. I gotta go home. I'm here with Sakami on today, corporate ambassador, and Monday will be here with our new and fresh edition of the program. Please let us keep Liberia safe, Liberia peaceful. Liberia is what we want. When we are at peace, we can think, we can do the necessary thing for our country. Liberia matters more to the people, and we should set examples for the generations that are to come, because they depend on us. They are the future leaders of tomorrow. Please be safe and peace everywhere in the corners of this country. Until then, have a pleasant weekend.
No, there was no transparency in religion. You got a religion that represents God. So you can ask him questions. So not the religion right.